Football
is a simple game.
22 men
Chase the ball for 90 minutes.
and at the end,
The Belgians.
the French.
Croatia.
The English win. Come on!
Hello, I'm Kamilla. Welcome to our World Cup show number 6. This very surprising tournament has more unexpected results. Brazil said goodbye.
Neymar's rolling out.
And the 3 Lions are in the semifinals. We will talk about them and the other 2 remaining teams in the tournament. Join our discussion, and we will start with you, Danya.
I don't know who's going to win.
Who will win?
Okay.
Okay, if you had some money to bet. Come on.
I can't
I know, of
bet.
course you
I
don't.
can't bet. But I'm going to go with Belgium. I think they're going to keep riding the wave. You know, they came back from Japan.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, you did. You said that from right from the start. Yeah, they sent
Alex.
Brazil home. Like, why can't they go all the way?
This World Cup is a huge gamble. You know? And the biggest loser is a company like Adidas. Who wants to buy a German jerseys anymore? Or the Neymar jerseys? No one. You know, Neymar is still rolling. This World Cup has produced new stars. Harry Maguire, who would have thought of him?
Oh, yeah.
England versus Croatia. France versus Belgium. What kind of super finals?
We are very excited.
The joy is huge all over the world, but mainly in Europe, though.
Belgium, France, England, Croatia. The World Cup has turned into a European Cup. Surprising?
It's sad. I mean, the World Cup is I like when there's an African country, a South American country. There are some continents missing.
Yeah, a few. Like all the other ones. No, I don't think it's that surprising. I mean, the best leagues are the European leagues. And probably, I mean, arguably all the top players, most of them play in Europe. So, but I mean, it's strange to see because I think, what is this, the first World Cup where like Germany, Argentina, or Brazil, none of them have been in the semifinals. So this is just a crazy World Cup.
The most players come from the Premier League.
Yeah.
And only a few Bundesliga players. The German league is too weak.
We just talked about it, Ulrich.
Yeah.
That each country where Pep Guardiola worked.
It's true. Pep Guardiola is actually the true World Cup maker. You know, in 2010, his players from Barcelona won it. Then 2014, his buddies from Bayern Munich. And 2018, there are 6 Guardiola players, 2 on the Belgian side and then 4 on the English side. I hope so. If you know better, please write me.
Correct him.
But Pep Guardiola, so I wonder when Pep Guardiola is going to take over the German national team. So.
Let's talk.
What's next?
I think Russia is next.
Our man in Russia. Hi, Oliver. You're in Sochi.
And the sun is shining.
That's right, yeah. I'm in Sochi just after the Russia game last night, and the sun is definitely shining. It's very hot here. It's gorgeous weather, in fact.
Yeah, looking good. Where were you in the stadium yesterday at the game Russia-Croatia?
I was in the stadium, and I can tell you the atmosphere was phenomenal. I'm not sure I've ever heard noise like that in a stadium before. The fans were, some of them were just honestly hysterical. It was incredible to see.
Before the equalizer, though, it was kind of calm, but then the equalizer, it sounded like an explosion to me.
Everybody just lost it. There was a guy in the press box next to me who like almost flipped his table, and that's a guy who was working there in theory. So this is that's kind of how people reacted to that extra time equaliser. The noise, as I said, they just, if there was a roof on the place, they'd have blown it off.
So what could be the impact of Russia's national team success?
Well, you know, I hope to see it really inspire a generation of kids, because the performances were so good from the team, so unexpectedly good, and the enthusiasm that people got swept up in was just great to see. I mean, you always want to see a host nation really get into the tournament, and the Russians certainly did as their team progressed through it. So, you know, I can imagine kids will think, I want to be the next Denis Cheryshev, or I want to be the next Igor Akinfeev, you know, and hopefully that bodes well for the future of Russian football.
Okay, now let's look into the future. I know you, as an Englishman, are totally neutral. England versus Croatia. Who will win?
I'm going with England for that one. It's a difficult one, because if Croatia really fire with the great players they've got, with Rakitic and Modric and Perisic and Mandzukic and so on and so on and so on, then they're a really great side, and they're certainly capable of beating England. But they just haven't really done it for me in the last couple of games, you know. And they've played 120 minutes twice in a row now. They've gone to penalties twice in a row. So they've got to be a bit tired. England had a slightly more comfortable win over Sweden in normal time. So I think physically England will just have the advantage. And my God, those set pieces from England, eh? I mean, is it 8 goals now, I think, from set pieces at this tournament? It's just insane. Nobody's been able to cope with them.
Thank you, Ollie. An Englishman thinks that England is going to win, and London goes crazy.
We just saw all these happy English people, but I would like to talk about Croatia. The smallest country of the tournament made it to the semifinals.
By the way, they invented the tie. Excuse me, that
Croatia?
was... Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that information. Okay, they made it to the semifinals for the first time since 1998. We have to talk about this team. Ulrich, please give us your helping hand.
I get the board.
Danya.
Danya, if you are the coach
I'm going to get over
of Croatia, Croatia versus England, how are they going to play?
I think they're probably going to line up how they lined up the last game. I think definitely the keys, as everyone knows, and I'm obviously sure England knows, Modric and Rakitic really are the engine for this team. So their performance really dictates the pace at which Croatia will play and what they're able to create, because everything is built from the middle from them. I think what's also important to mention is Rebic and Perisic, that they need to get wide and stretch the team so that they can get down the lines and create opportunities to get the ball into the box and be dangerous there. I think it's important also for them to push numbers forward. But that being said, it's going to be very difficult. They did play 120 minutes the last 2 games into penalty shots. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they come out.
You mentioned it, and Ollie mentioned it too. 120 minutes in the last 2 games. These boys must be tired. How can they make it to the final?
Yeah.
Mandzukic had cramps. Subasic.
How is it possible to get to the finals?
I mean, I think you could see visibly that they were exhausted at the end of the game for sure. But I think it was also evident during the game that they were it just looked like they were missing the next gear. So, I mean, recovery, regeneration right now in the Croatia camp is going to be extremely important.
The good thing, though, is that those guys, Modric, Rakitic, Vasaiko, they can play the ball all the time and rest a little bit. I mean, you know, they're so strong with the ball.
Yeah.
And, you know, they just can pass and pass and pass. And then,
They have.
I mean, they just have a problem. Huh?
They have the ability to keep the ball.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have more possession than England. But it's just, you know, what are they going to do with it? That's the question.
This guy, Ante Rebic from my club, Eintracht Frankfurt. I don't know whether he's going to stay.
Maybe, yeah.
Will he stay after this World Cup?
I hope so. Ante, come on, stay at Eintracht Frankfurt. But has he improved? Is he a guy for another club for Frankfurt? Should he move to Manchester United?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry for you. I think that he eventually will move away from Frankfurt. I mean, he's really kind of been like the unsung hero for Croatia this tournament. I think there's been a lot of pressure and you know, looking at other players and what they can do. And I think he's been great so far. I mean, you know, that goal he scored against Argentina, was it Argentina? Yeah. And
that wasn't easy.
Yeah. No, but he's been good, like getting down the line, holding up the ball, so...
This is such a small country, 4 million people. I mean, this is as big as Berlin, and they have such a squad. I mean,
Danya, what is their plus when it comes against England?
They got a lot of experience, and I think that technically they're very strong. Each player individually is very strong, and they can work together. Like I said, it's just a matter of if they're going to work together or not, because we've seen two very different Croatian sides. You know, the team that dismantled Argentina, and then the team, you know, the last two games that have, you know, not been that convincing.
it's an interesting match because you have an Spanish, an Italian, and a little bit German team against an English team.
We
have one English guy here.
Okay, he's but he's good though.
He's the exception. Let's talk about England.
All right.
I watched the game with some guys from the island. Check it out. Football's coming home. It's coming. I'm watching the game today with my British colleagues, and here they are in the office. And it's starting in about a few seconds. Hello, guys.
Hey.
Still confident?
Confident. Is it coming through?
A bit nervous. We think it's coming home.
Okay, so it's been
We will see.
Go on, take it!
Good ball.
That's good. Yes! Yes! 2-0. Yeah!
I need a comment, please.
What a goal.
Amazing. Dele Alli's finally arrived.
Are you happy?
I'll be happier when it's over, but yeah, I'm pretty confident. It's happened already. We're through. This is going to be the first semi-final they've ever been in my lifetime.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We did it.
semi-finals. Here we go.
Last four.
Come again, are you Lord? That smells like good quality stuff.
It does. I'm having this one.
So welcome to our show. A real Englishman here is Michael da Silva. Welcome.
Coming home. It's coming home. It's coming.
The inventors of football.
How you doing, guys?
Hi,
How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you sober again?
I can't really guarantee it.
And where's your waistcoat? The Gareth Southgate waistcoat.
Well, they've sold out in England. That's the thing.
That's a myth. Come on.
Everyone's wearing these things.
I heard someone he's compared to a snooker player, right?
Oh, absolutely. Snooker players are now in fashion because of Gareth.
Yeah.
Michael,
Yes.
we watched the game. It was you, all of you. You were super nervous,
Yeah.
but now obviously very happy.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you? What does it mean to the whole country that England made it to the semifinals?
We're not used to this feeling. We don't know how to manage these emotions.
Especially the young generation.
So, I mean, for me, I was born for 1990, but I don't remember it. So
You're not used to any emotions, by the way. English are kind of...
yeah. So
Did you invent football?
I believe so, right?
In the 1860s, here, I read this before.
Wait,
So yeah, it's been a roller coaster of emotions, but I think, I don't know, it's starting to become a bit more real right now.
What's going to happen? Like when they go into the finals, what are you going to do?
I have no
Are you going to fly to home?
Yeah, well, I was in London for the Colombia game, and the atmosphere was just absolutely amazing. I was in a pub, and it was just packed to the rafters. There were people looking through the window behind me on the street because they couldn't get into the pub, just so they could see a little bit of the TV.
You have some pictures on your iPhone. On
I
your phone.
do.
Come on.
Oh, it's insane. My hometown, Croydon, South London, not the most fashionable place, but I can tell you, they went absolutely nuts for this. Let me show you.
And your family is watching too? Oh, this is your family.
Yeah, they're all in there.
Yeah.
My grandparents. But that just gives you some idea of what's going on in England right
Nice
now.
living room that you have there.
So, Michael, a whole country is loving this team at the moment. Give us 3 things we have to love about this English squad.
3 things. Wow. Only 3.
Those are difficult questions. Alliance, maybe?
I can give you 3, actually. I can
Yes.
give you 1. One was, I think, the togetherness of this team. You know, they're a team for once. England are not used to, you know, playing as a team. We come from the era of Gerrard and Lampard and Rio Ferdinand, Beckham, these guys. But there's no egos in this team. So I think that's the secret weapon, I would say.
And they controlled the game against Sweden. Normally, the English, you know, they're like a little flattered and a little nervous, but
Yeah.
They were stable.
I know.
Controlled, almost calm. What happened?
I can't tell you. I don't know what I'm seeing from this England team. I'm not used to this.
Southgate.
Yeah, well, he has to be one of the reasons, I would say.
We actually have to
And-
talk about him because he's kind of a tragic football figure
He is,
when
he
it comes
is.
to English football.
Oh,
Is he now-
I have fond memories of him.
I wonder why, right?
Tragic figure.
I mean, Gareth Southgate is remembered, of course, for his penalty miss in Euro '96 against Germany. But, you know, and for a long time he was. I mean, I would say even up until the start of this tournament, people still think, oh, he's the guy that missed the penalty. But
it's changed
he's
now.
reinvented the team, but he's reinvented himself as well. And it's special. It's really special. It's a real kind of heartwarming story, I must say.
Yeah, it is. Croatia against England. There were some good matches in 2004. You might remember the Euro with the young Wayne Rooney.
I do remember that.
4-2.
Wow.
Danya, if you are Gareth Southgate without waistcoat,
I
though,
wish I was scared.
who would play,
Okay.
in your
All right.
opinion, or how would you win against Croatia?
Well, so he came out the last game like this, and I think the game before as well. So I think he'll probably stick to this lineup because it's what works. So Henderson here in the middle, extremely key player for them. I think before the last game against Sweden, England was kind of not struggling, but they weren't really going forward and being as vertical as they could have been to like really give their opponents trouble. But then in the last game, we saw a lot of good vertical plays, you know, by Henderson to Sterling. Sterling also, people might not like the fact that he's, you know, maybe not the best finisher, but he really gets into positions where he creates trouble and he frustrates the other team. And, you know, he's always dangerous. I think also Trippier with his final ball into the box, ridiculous, also Ashley Young too. So I think that, you know, we talked about set pieces so many times. That will be a very big key as well for England. They're going to focus on that. And I think, you know, bottom line, if they keep the ball here and don't give it away from the back, then they should be okay against Croatia. So
Harry Maguire, he plays such a wonderful tournament.
Oh, he's been amazing. He
And-
runs
and-
around
and-
the field like a farmer or something. Like he shouldn't be on the field, you know?
but now you have the English have a defender who can really play with the ball. He can dribble. I mean,
Yeah.
and Stones, well,
Stones,
too.
yeah. I mean,
They're very good footballers.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Maguire is like an old-fashioned English centre-back, you know? How you imagine it to be.
Yes.
But he's another one who, I mean, if you had said to me that we would have a back three a year ago, a back three of Walker, Stones and Maguire, I would have said, don't even bother going, you know? It's that bad.
Isn't that also what Southgate was criticized for?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, the thing is, England couldn't really sink any lower. So it was just like, well, he might as well try this. So, yeah, I mean, also interesting is that Southgate played in a back three when he played for England, so in 96 and 98. So he knows how that system works. And I think it's good for tournament football as well. I think it works. It gives you flexibility.
And this guy, Danya already pointed him out, Trippier. He has very good performances.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know him
he's one
before.
of a few Spurs players in the team, and Mauricio Pochettino has to take a lot of credit. He's really, he's
the coach, by the way,
of Tottenham, yeah, and also Pep Guardiola, of course. But a lot of these players now are being exposed to some of the best coaches in the world, and I think that is where perhaps we are got an advantage, and maybe where the Premier League's advantage is actually counting for us.
Don't you expect a little bit more from Sterling?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Sterling has been the one player who maybe his place comes under threat. But Southgate, I think, is going to stick with him. He's got his 11 and he's sticking with it. And that's fair enough. I mean, I actually thought that Rashford should have played the last game. I think he would have been a bit more, I don't know, he's got that ability to finish a bit more. Sterling, kind of, as you just said, is a bit more hesitant. But he creates the chances, and I think by changing the team now, it might kind of upset things. So you just don't change a winning team.
I'm a fan, and in German TV, they dared to criticize England for not being able to score in an open play.
Yeah, but with a king of set pieces, it doesn't matter.
You just have to
It doesn't
win.
matter,
You don't have
yeah.
to score an open play.
I know, and quite interesting thing is that Southgate went to the US a couple of times this year to study NFL plays. Yeah, really.
Yeah,
and he's-
NBA too.
Yeah,
That's
and
interesting.
He was at the Super Bowl, I think, for the last 2 years, and he's speaking to a lot of coaches that have brought that into the English game. So, I mean, if you see the routine where England scored a free kick against Panama,
Oh, that set play.
oh,
yeah,
that was
really good.
ridiculous.
Great.
That was very.
Yeah, it was more like a dance move than a goal.
Panama is a good keyword. This team actually won against Panama, Tunisia, Colombia, and Sweden.
Yeah.
Danya, is Croatia the first challenging opponent?
I mean, a lot of people would say that. Colombia, okay, we can't just say Colombia was a walk in the park, because they're not. Okay, they were missing James, who's a big part of their team. But I think, yeah, this is going to be a different kind of test for England. Let's say a different kind of test. Because, Croatia is a lot technically better than the other teams that they did play against. And it will be difficult. And also, this is a semifinal of the World Cup. So this is another level of something that they're just like, But I think also they have an advantage in the fact that they've played also arguably one less game than everyone else, because their essentially B team played against Belgium in what was like a training match. And then they didn't go into extra time their last game like Croatia did the last two games. So they're also probably going to be a lot fresher than Croatia is, which is going to be a definite advantage.
True, they're rested.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge advantage, I think. And also, it's just the mental toll it takes on you, not just physical, playing 2 penalty shootouts. I think England go into that game fresh, and, obviously I'm biased, but...
A little bit.
I think as favourites.
I sense that you're a favourite
Guys?
in England. And how about the prediction, please?
Yes.
Who is going to win in this
We actually don't have so many flags.
and thrilling encounter? England versus Croatia. Your predictions, please.
England.
England. You? Do you have a score? Come on, please. Come on. Give it to me.
2-0.
Oh shit!
Like Ollie Moody, he predicted the same as Ollie.
I really don't know. I really don't know.
I have to say, Croatia is going to win, because otherwise I have problems in the family. They are going to win.
Don't upset the family.
Never upset your family. Croatia is going to win 2-1. It's going to be very tough for you guys, because Croatia, they're going to fight for their lives. And your guys are very good, but very young. And I'd say the next World Cup they're going to make
The future's
but not
yours.
this one.
Let's agree to disagree.
I also go with Croatia, and I hope for penalties. Come on.
And now, Danya, please.
I'm going to have trouble either way, because I have Croatian friends and English friends, and it's just so hard. I think Croatia's missing a gear right now, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get it back for the semifinal. I hope they do. I really do.
Danya, give me a
Sorry.
score.
I think England's going to take this one.
Hey.
How much?
I don't know. I don't
Come
know.
on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what people want from you out there.
2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
Okay, and the goals by?
Oh, God. Here we go.
So I'm the
no,
only one
no.
going for England.
No, I said England.
You said
too.
England?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now
So
here
we're
we have
going to look like geniuses, all right?
Now we're going to look really stupid.
Guys, we have to talk about Belgium. Wow, what a
Belgium,
game.
French fries.
What a game against Brazil. I enjoyed it a lot. And not only me, obviously. Our colleague watched it in Belgium, and here is Max.
Hi, I'm Max Hoffman. I'm the Brussels bureau chief of DW, and I watched the game here with about 1,000 crazy Belgians in the middle of nowhere. Actually, where are we, Tom?
Opweg.
Opweg. So we're in Opweg. I'm here with my friend Tom, with my son Noah, and our allegiances used to be with Germany, but now Germany's gone. So we're supporting Belgium because they have a good team, and we don't have to change the colors, right, Noah?
Yes.
In Belgium. This is the 1-0? Yeah, that it was the own goal by Fernandinho.
When I see this only
And there-
misgovernment in Germany in the
The
tournament.
second goal, the boy. And now,
Mayhem.
you hear this music? That is Scooter, the song with fish, you know?
Great team. We can play against every team, other team, so no problem. We will beat them all.
They're gonna beat France 3-0. 3-0. Mark my words.
Nee, danach ist gut.
Let's take a look at Belgium. Sorry, guys, you have to get up once more. Ulrich and Danya, where is the board? We need
on.
to know
there.
more about probably your next opponent, Mike, right?
Hopefully. Or hopefully not.
Hopefully
I
not.
think Belgium are the strongest team left in it.
So you hope for France?
I think we can beat
Right.
them.
No, actually, we wanted
Let's
to.
do a quick...
He cannot play because.
Yeah, key here. So I think that, like I just said, so Meunier will not be playing this game because he's suspended with yellow cards. And I think that really hurts Belgium because he's been such a key, both in the attack and in the defense for them. So it will be interesting to see because Martinez is a coach who really adapts his system, as we saw against Brazil, to the opponent that he's playing against. So he's not going to come out with the exact same plan that he did against Brazil. But I also think that his tactical shift to play with 4 in the defense and then have Fellaini and Witsel in front of them and clog the middle a little bit will also be effective against a team with such attacking prowess like France. So I think that, who's going to come in here? I actually have no idea. Maybe Chadley can come here and Carrasco can come back in here to the wing. I can't see him changing, obviously not the forwards, but I also think another key point is De Bruyne in this false 9 position. The fact that Fellaini and Witsel are behind him really freed him up to be more of an attacking player and give him more freedom, kind of like we see with him at Man City. And that's where he can be so dangerous when he doesn't have to worry about, oh my God, what's going to happen behind me? Do I have to defend? So now he's playing with a free mind and he's going forward. And that being said, his duel with Kante in the middle and Kante's ability to break up counterattacks is going to be interesting to see. So,
Kevin De Bruyne with his free mind, and Kante. That was an excellent comment by a viewer, which was something like 70% of the Earth is covered by water, and the rest by Kante.
it's pretty true, actually.
Very sweet.
think.
I think you're right about Chadley, by the way. I think he'll come in. We saw him come in against Japan as well, and he was really effective.
Yeah. And he started the last game, too.
Yeah.
I really would like to talk about Thomas Meunier, because I also liked watching him a lot. One of my favorite players.
Because he's so good looking.
Come on.
But he is.
He's
Excuse
a good
me.
player.
He is, look at him.
He's a good player, one of the best in the back on the right side. So how can Belgium compensate that he's not playing?
I mean, from the looks, it's hard.
But that's a question that Martinez has been asking himself for a few days, clearly. And thinking also, France also, I think they should probably have Matuidi come back. So Matuidi will also be in this space, which will, whoever plays here is going to have their work cut out for them anyway. And, Meunier has done so well with handling play. He handled the Brazil side, he looked like he was okay with it. So I think that does hurt them a little bit. So
he was part of the most beautiful counter of this tournament.
Absolutely. And what's the role of Thierry Henry? I mean, Roberto Martinez is obviously a great coach, but Thierry Henry, what could be his impact?
He's a cheerleader.
I think he's a lot more than a cheerleader for them. He's one of the most prolific French players, if not strikers.
I like that cheerleading
in the entire
point.
world. I'm a striker, and Henry was one of my favorite players ever. So, I'm a big Henry fan. And I mean, I think actually Batshuayi, he tweeted when Henry got the coaching job, there was a picture of him just looking at Henry lovingly, and he was like, I don't think I ever even listened to my parents this much. So it just shows how much the players respect.
Henry's loyalties, though, will be split.
That's questionable.
Yeah. They have a great attack, but I'm a fan of this guy, Fellaini, in the defense. He has been a game changer in the game against Japan. And he's a little mocked at because he's not. He seems to be rather tall.
Yeah.
His father was a fan of Hans-Peter Briegel, the German guy. So and that's the way he actually plays. I'm an old guy. Hans-Peter Briegel, 1986 in Mexico, and no.
Thank you, Ulrich.
But
don't you think so? He's a game changer still. I mean, he was on the bench before, but now he's in the starting 11. Is he going to start again?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Martinez showed us that you can, if you get a chance to come in and you make a difference, that he's not afraid to reward good play, with Fellaini and Chadli. And I think he was fantastic against Brazil in the defense, in providing support to the defense, and a lot of times even dropping into the back line. So he really reinforced him from a defensive standpoint. So yeah, people can criticize, he's lanky, he looks weird on the ball, whatever, but he's effective. He scored against Japan, and he was one of their key players against Brazil. So why would he not start?
Yeah, and also this is where Roberto Martinez has shown flexibility already. He's brought players in, he's taken them out, and this is his strength. So I don't think Fellaini. I think Fellaini's he's a good option, but he's not like a last resort. It's not like they pump the ball up to him and he holds it up. No. He plays a really key part in this team.
Mm-hmm. In general, a last word to Martinez, because I really, respect to this guy. He is...
Absolutely. I mean, he won the FA Cup with Wigan and Everton.
Yeah. Well, he's a cup coach. This is the thing. 2 years ago, Belgium were in disarray. Mark Wilmots had left, and he wasn't able to get the best out of this team. Martinez came in, and he's galvanised them. And as you said, Wigan. I mean, he won the FA Cup with Wigan.
Cup coach. There are rumours that he's going to be the
coach
Spanish.
Of Spanish team. That's true. We need to talk about their opponent, and this is France. Let's start straight with the team. So, guys, you have
Danya,
again.
If you are Roberto Martinez, just imagine you are Roberto Martinez.
No, Deschamps. I do not want to be Deschamps.
Oh, excuse me. If you are Didier Deschamps, the guy we all admire.
We start Belgium. All right.
So here we go.
Do you see anything?
Okay. So I think what's important to note is I think Matuidi will come back into his position here, because Tolisso, he looked a little bit lost in the last game. I don't think he played badly, but I think he looked a little bit lost, and Matuidi will be a little bit better there. The keys, like I said, when we showed the last lineup, is here. Kanté and his ability to break up play and counterattacks is going to be very key for France. Okay, Pogba's a player who likes to attack a little bit more, but I think, Deschamps should, and we'll be talking to him also about his defensive responsibilities as well. Now, going forward, they have Mbappe, who's exploded in the last couple of games. So his pace and his ability to stretch and get down the line, it looks like he glides by players. So I think, he's going to be really dangerous for them. Also, this combination, Giroud and Griezmann, because Giroud, you can play the ball into him, and he's, kind of like a hold-up. And then Griezmann has the ability to work off of that and create opportunities. So they're dangerous from a lot of different places here. I think France is not really they're going to play their game, and they're not going to be, they're going to be confident in what they can do. And I think it's a pretty even matchup. It's going to be a good game to watch, that's for sure.
It will be probably one of the best games of this tournament. I agree on that. Is Belgium the first opponent for France where they really finally have to show all their quality?
They could be. I mean, they should have been showing all. They played against Argentina too, and I think they've been improving every game. That's important in a World Cup. You want to get better as the tournament advances. So they have been getting better, and I'm interested to see what they're going to bring to this game, because it is going to be the biggest test, obviously, that they faced in the semifinals of the World Cup. So
I don't think France are going to leave so many gaps at the back as Brazil did. Yeah. Brazil were really pushing. This is a very pragmatic, French team, and they play
almost German.
They play, they play a bit like. How Deschamps played as a player.
Little bit boring, but very controlled. They didn't make many mistakes.
Absolutely, very difficult to get through them.
At all. This is why I don't like him as a coach.
Why?
It's not great to watch.
No,
it's quite boring.
No. I mean, with these people, with these guys on the pitch, I just want to see spectacular.
Yeah, and what's frustrating is that they have spectacular talents.
I want him to get more out of the players he has.
It's like watching a Jose Mourinho team.
if you look at German newspapers, they always talk about Mbappe, but when I look at English papers, Kanté, always the big star, the French star.
Won the Premier League back-to-back, Leicester and Chelsea, and let's see if he can do it on the biggest stage of all.
But you left Tolisso out, our only, he's from Stuttgart, and Tolisso is from Bayern Munich. What's wrong with Tolisso?
There's nothing wrong with him. He's a great player, but I mean,
who plays for him?
Matuidi played the last game, then he was suspended with yellow card, so he missed the last game, and now I think he'll come back in, because honestly, in the last game, I don't know if you saw it, but he looked a little bit lost, a little bit out of place there. I think Matuidi gives a better option.
Toliso's the only Bayern player left in the tournament, by the way.
Oh.
Yes.
And that was the case. That was the case in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Can we please prepare this show next time a little bit better? We don't have enough
Never
flags.
have the right flag.
Okay.
Well, we didn't expect these final four.
No, how could you prepare for that? So let's predict France against Belgium. Who's gonna win?
I don't have any.
Your prediction, please.
What do you want, Danya?
Here's the French.
I want that one.
Me too.
Is this the French flag?
That's
It looks like it.
France
so you go
against...
you go with France?
No. I'm not. I stick to here.
Okay.
There's almost, this. Who's gonna win?
So Belgium, because I want them to win.
Okay. Do you have a score?
2-0.
German. Oh. No, this way.
Thank you very much.
Belgium, of course. I mean, they're a great team to watch. Martinez is a cup coach. The wind is blowing in their sails. It's them. It's them.
I go for Belgium, as I always did. I'm saying this for 10 years, that Belgium is going to win this World Cup. So it's going to be 2-1.
All right. My brother keeps telling me, Danya, I said to go with Belgium from the very beginning. He told me that from the very beginning. Belgium.
To be a wise man.
He is. He's always right about these things. So I'm going to go with Matteo on
Listen
this one.
to your brother.
Hi, Matteo.
He's in my ear. No, he's not in my ear. But I'm going to go with Belgium. Like he said, also riding a huge wave. What they did against Japan, they knocked out Brazil. They're just flying.
They've got the momentum, right?
Yeah, momentum is definitely in their favor. It'll be a tight one, though, I think. I wouldn't even be surprised if it goes to extra time. So
you have a score?
Okay, I'm gonna go with 2-2 and then extra time.
Ooh.
And then penalty? Shootout?
No penalty.
So a 3-2.
Maybe, yeah, 2-2 and then extra time, then 3-2 for Belgium.
Wow.
Wow.
Marco.
A lot of semi-finals go to extra time though. So.
And remember, there was this Belgian guy in the video who said 3-0. Mark my words, is what he said.
Yeah.
Let's not doubt that guy.
No.
Well, we say thank you very much for watching. We are very excited to see the semifinals, and may the better teams win. Goodbye.
Football
It's a simple game.
22 men.
Chase the ball
For 90 minutes.
and at the end,
the Belgians.
The French.
Croatia.
The English win. Come on!